grown up not like a black lady. You understand? She's growing up like with some Western mentality, Western influence in her. And this is a very big disadvantage for Africa. In the sense that the Indians are able to teach their children how to live a life. You know, a child can be able to listen to their parents' advice, and they will live that advice. The same way if you go to India or Asia, it's the same, or in China. Even the Western people, they are able to teach their children. But for us African people, it's very difficult to teach our children, you know, like to guide them on how to live life and all those kinds. It's very difficult. Our children, they believe that they have to experience, for them to gain wisdom. They have to experience. If you look at the other cultures, the parents don't want the children to experience the bad things. So they are actually, while they're young, they're telling them the consequences of certain behaviors. Our children, they want to live their own life and then make their own mistakes and learn from them. Now, when you are young, when you are starting off like from 19 to the age of 30, this is the period when you need to build your character. This is when you have you are being built as a human being. So you find that most of the other cultures, that's when the parents are putting more emphasis in teaching the children. So you find a 19-year-old Indian kid is working in the shop with the parents, spending more time with the parents, doing business and all that stuff. But while our children, they are in the streets and just doing whatever they want to do. You understand me?
Yes.
So that is actually where the problem is. For our children, thinks they have to enjoy as much as they can while they are still young. While the other cultures, the children work as much as they can while they're still young. So by the time a Western kid is getting 35 years of age, most of them will find that they've got a car, they've finished school, they even bought themselves a flat. While our children, by the time they're reaching at 35, it means they have spent a lot of time in the streets enjoying themselves. Now they want to settle down. Now it's already too late for you to start building yourself up. In the meantime, you have just messed up your mind and everything. Even your thinking is not straight. So if you take a 30-year-old Indian child and a 30-year-old black kid, they're totally different. Even if you can sit with them and start talking, you'll see that the things that this Indian kid is talking and the one this black kid is totally different. And that is where the problem comes. Now, when we also talk about being raised with parents in Africa, children who have got parents that love them are the ones that get spoiled. The children who don't have a parent that is around, they're the ones who get successful in the future. Because for them, they realize that there's nobody else for them. So if they don't work hard for themselves and fix themselves, it means they're going to have a tough time in the future. But when you have your father there, is every time there, and he's helping you and looking after you, you have this kind of thing of saying, I don't have to work hard because my father is building a business, so I'm going to just take over the business. And in the meantime, you don't even want to participate in the business with your parents because you're thinking, my time is coming when my father has now left this thing to me, I will take over and continue. Not knowing that you need to learn from while you're still young how to run a business, how to work with money. You think that you're going to learn that in the future when your father is now retired or as he has passed away. So that's why you find that many children who are born from rich people, when they take over the business doesn't last. Whilst the Indians, the Western people, their children start at a very, very, very young age to learn how to run their parents' business. So in my case, like my daughter is saying she wants to learn the job to work in my business. I like it because once she finishes school, she's only going to be 17 years. She joins me from 17. By the time she reaches 19, she will have learned so much. She will have even understood the business. In many cases, African people, they think, I can't take my child at 17 years to start working in my business because she's too young. And they rather prefer the child must go to university to go and study. I don't want to do that. I want my daughter to go to university after she has worked in the business. And it's a good thing that she's going to also go and learn boiler making, which is to do with welding and stuff, so that when she comes back, she can be able to take over the workshop. And she might be able to take over the workshop at a very young age, you see. So in Africa, because of these Western elements in our lives, we're almost like we are astray. We just don't know. Our children don't even know who they are, because most of the times, for you to succeed, you need to understand who are you, where do you come from. Huh? So once you understand who you are, where you come from, it's very easy for you to maneuver in this journey called life. It becomes very easy. So that's what I just wanted to share. I don't know if you got some questions that you would like to ask me. If you have questions, I'll be able to answer.
Well, so Mr. Tate,
Yes.
the viewers out there, they must understand I'm the one behind the camera, Emmanuel.
Yeah.
And I'm here creating content with Mr. Tate. Yeah, so Mr. Tate, I have a question. You said something about kids who have parents around supporting them.
Yeah.
They do behave in a very unsupported behavior way. What advice can you give to these young people for them to be on the safer side rather than just letting them go with the flow?
The ones that are growing with parents who take care of them?
Yes.
Okay. If the children who have got parents who take care of them, when a parent loves you, they will not allow you to do things that are not really. In fact, when they speak to you, most of the times they're speaking to you out of experience. And when they are giving you advice, it sounds like your dad or your mom is being very difficult with you. They don't want you to experience life. They don't want you to do things your own way and all those kind of things. But what they're trying to do is they're trying to help you so that you don't make the mistakes that they made, or you don't make the mistakes that they've learned in life. So they're trying to guide you, and it looks like they're not being, they're not trying to give you the freedom to express yourself or to enjoy life, but they understand that it is better for you to enjoy life at a much later age when you are much older, because starting to enjoy life at the age of 35, it means it's like you are going to be enjoying life for the rest of your life. But if you start enjoying life at the age of 17 years of age and you miss out in the lessons of life, it means that when you're reaching at the age of being an adult, you're going to suffer for the rest of your life. You might start waking up at the age of 35, say, oh, look at what I've been doing. I need to sort my life. So to start sorting your life at the age of 35, it means that you will spend the rest of your life, trying to fix your life. Like in my case myself, I had a dad that cared for me, but because we were many in our house, in our family, my father could not be able to support me in terms of going further with my school. So the moment I finished my high school, I had to fend for myself. So I never had this opportunity like some of my friends who are doing well today and have been doing well for a long time because their parents had money to send them to university. Some of them went to America, some of them went to the UK, and they went to study. While me, I had started life, like fending for myself at the age of 19. I started traveling from Malawi, going to South Africa at a very young age, like at the age of 19. So if you have a parent that is prepared to pay for your school, for you to do your education further, and maybe your father is rich, is doing business, it's better for you to say, okay, I'll spend my tender ages learning more about life and also helping my parents in their business. So if your father is rich and he's got a business and you are just 19 years, spend more time in your father's business. Tell your dad, I want to be helping you with the work in your business. By doing that, you're going to start learning about your parents' business at a young age. I don't understand why you find somebody, his parents are so rich, but but then he's going to go and study at the university to study something else different from what your father is doing. And then you go to university, you study, and then after finishing, you start looking for a job. And then you get paid less money than you could have been making if you were in your father's business. I don't see why my daughter should, in the future, work for a certain company when she can work for my business. I told her, if you work for my business, right now it doesn't look like we're making a lot of money, because every amount of money we make, we are reinvesting it. We have to build a house, we have to fix this. But by the time she takes over, everything will have been finished. So all the money that comes is just going to be her money. Yeah? So if we are making a net at the end of the year, or at the end of the month, we're making a net of 1 million or 2 million. I mean, for her, it's going to be 2 million that's coming to her pocket. Right now, that 2 million, when it comes, I have to fix this, put a fence in the house. So I told her, it looks like we're struggling, but in actual sense, our business doesn't make enough money for us to survive. But I started very late, so I'm busy building our property, our business. So every time money comes in, it has to be reinvested. You see what I mean?
Yeah. Thank you very much, Mr. Tang. Seems like you have to run some errands, and thank you very much.
We can always continue when we buy some of the stuff. If you want to just, the big problem is if you run around with the camera, sometimes people get funny. We could have gone together to the shop there. You see what I mean? But anyway, we'll continue.